Cold War Economies. Capitalism vs. Communism. Economic competition. 1. Capitalism. Market-driven competition. Capitalism is an economic system defined by the private ownership of the means of production and the creation of goods or services for profit. Central to capitalism is the principle of free market competition, where individuals and businesses operate in a largely unregulated environment. In this system, prices, production, and distribution are primarily determined by the forces of supply and demand, fostering an atmosphere where innovation and efficiency are highly prized. In a capitalist economy, competition acts as a catalyst for progress. Businesses endeavor to outperform their rivals by enhancing product quality, reducing costs, and developing new products or services. This drive for competitiveness can lead to significant technological advancements, robust economic growth, and a wider array of choices for consumers. Moreover, capitalism incentivizes individuals to work diligently and take entrepreneurial risks, thereby contributing to overall economic dynamism and resilience. However, capitalism is not without its drawbacks. The intense focus on profit maximization can result in significant income inequality, as wealth tends to concentrate among those who control substantial economic resources. Additionally, market failures such as monopolies, where a single entity dominates a market, or externalities, where the costs or benefits of economic activities affect third parties, can undermine the positive aspects of competition. These issues often necessitate regulatory interventions to ensure that markets remain fair and efficient. Furthermore, capitalism may prioritize short-term financial gains over long-term sustainability, potentially leading to environmental degradation and social disparities. The relentless pursuit of growth can sometimes overlook the environmental costs, resulting in pollution and resource depletion. Socially, the gap between the wealthy and the poor can widen, fostering societal tensions and reducing social cohesion. In summary, capitalism promotes a competitive environment that drives innovation, efficiency, and economic growth. It encourages individuals to strive for success and rewards entrepreneurial efforts. However, without appropriate regulations, capitalism can lead to significant inequalities and environmental harm. Balancing the benefits of market-driven competition with measures to address its inherent flaws is essential for creating a sustainable and equitable economic system. 2. Communism. Centralized planning and equality. Communism, as envisioned by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, is an economic and political system advocating for the collective ownership of the means of production. In a communist society, the absence of private property aims to eliminate class distinctions, ensuring that wealth and resources are distributed based on need rather than market forces. Unlike capitalism, where economic competition drives efficiency and innovation, communism replaces this with centralized planning. Here, the state dictates production targets, resource allocation, and distribution mechanisms, seeking to align economic activities with communal goals rather than individual profit. Under communism, the elimination of private profit motives is intended to foster cooperation and solidarity among individuals. By removing economic competition, communism aspires to create a classless society, where all members contribute according to their abilities and receive according to their needs. This approach aims to address the inequalities and exploitative dynamics inherent in capitalist systems, promoting social justice and collective welfare. Theoretically, communism seeks to create a harmonious and just society by ensuring that economic activities serve the common good. thereby eliminating poverty and reducing social tensions caused by economic disparities. However, the practical implementation of communism has often diverged significantly from its theoretical ideals. Historical attempts to establish communist states, such as the Soviet Union and Maoist China, have frequently resulted in authoritarian regimes with limited political freedoms and significant economic inefficiencies. Centralized planning can lead to resource misallocation, as the absence of market signals makes it difficult to respond effectively to consumer needs and changing economic conditions. This often results in shortages, surpluses, and a lack of innovation, as state-run enterprises may lack the incentives to improve efficiency or develop new products. Additionally, bureaucratic inertia can stifle the very cooperation and equality communism seeks to achieve, leading to stagnation and decreased economic dynamism. Economic competition, a cornerstone of capitalism, fundamentally differs in communism. In capitalism, competition is viewed as a driving force for economic efficiency, innovation, and growth, encouraging businesses to continuously improve and adapt. It empowers consumers by providing choices and driving down prices through efficiency gains. Conversely, communism seeks to minimize or eliminate economic competition, emphasizing collective well-being and equality. The rationale is that competition breeds inequality and social divisions, which communism aims to overcome. By focusing on planned production and equitable distribution, communism aspires to create a society where economic activities are aligned with communal goals rather than individual profit. However, the suppression of competition in communist systems can lead to stagnation and inefficiency. Without the incentives provided by competitive markets, there may be less motivation for innovation and productivity improvements. Additionally, the concentration of economic decision-making in the hands of the state can result in corruption, lack of accountability, and a disconnect from the needs and desires of the populace. This often undermines the intended social harmony, as the absence of competition can reduce the overall dynamism and responsiveness of the economy. In summary, communism seeks to create an equitable and just society through collective ownership and centralized planning, aiming to eliminate class distinctions and ensure that resources are distributed based on need. While its theoretical goals address significant issues inherent in capitalist systems, such as inequality and exploitation, the practical implementation has frequently fallen short, resulting in economic inefficiencies and authoritarian governance. The fundamental differences in how economic competition is perceived and managed highlight the contrasting visions of capitalism and communism, each with its own set of strengths and challenges. 3. Economic policies in the USA and USSR. The economic policies of the United States USA and the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics USSR reflect their fundamentally different economic systems, capitalism and socialism, respectively. These policies shaped their domestic economies, international relations, and global economic dynamics during the 20th century. United States capitalist economy and free market policies. The USA operates under a capitalist economic system characterized by private ownership, free markets, and minimal state intervention. Key economic policies in the USA include free market competition. The USA emphasizes competition as a driver of innovation and efficiency. Businesses operate independently, with supply and demand determining prices, production and distribution of goods and services. Deregulation. The U.S. government often pursues deregulation to reduce barriers for businesses, fostering a more dynamic and responsive economy. This includes reducing regulations in industries such as finance, telecommunications, and transportation. Monetary and fiscal policies. The Federal Reserve manages monetary policy by controlling interest rates and money supply. To influence economic growth and control inflation, fiscal policy, managed by the government, involves taxation and government spending to stabilize the economy and promote growth. Welfare programs. While capitalist, the USA incorporates welfare programs like Social Security, Medicare, and unemployment benefits to provide a safety net for its citizens. Balancing free market principles with social support mechanisms. Trade policies. The USA promotes free trade agreements to expand its markets and encourage international trade. Policies aim to reduce tariffs and trade barriers, fostering global economic integration. B. USSR, socialist economy and centralized planning. The USSR implemented a socialist economic system based on collective ownership and centralized planning. Key economic policies in the USSR included centralized planning. The Soviet government controlled all major aspects of the economy through 5-year plans. These plans set production targets, allocated resources, and dictated the development priorities across various sectors. State ownership in the USSR. The means of production, including factories, land, and resources, were owned and managed by the state. Private enterprise was virtually non-existent, as the government aimed to eliminate class distinctions and ensure equitable distribution of wealth. Command economy. Economic decisions were made by the state, rather than market forces. The government determined what goods were produced, in what quantities, and at what prices, aiming to meet the needs of the population and promote industrialization. Collectivization. Agriculture was collectivized, with private farms replaced by large, state-run collective farms, kolkhozes and sovkhozes. Limited consumer goods. The focus was on heavy industry and military production, often at the expense of consumer goods. This resulted in shortages and lower standards of living for ordinary citizens. As resources were diverted